My dear friends, after all the stories and experiences I've shared, I want to remind you of one simple yet powerful truth. Health doesn't always come from big hospitals or long prescriptions. It comes from your daily habits. An early dinner, a plate of fresh vegetables, a short walk, a deep breath, and a peaceful mind. I've worked with hundreds of patients over the age of 50, and I've seen one common thread. Those who treasure these simple choices live lighter, happier lives with less dependence on medication. One patient once told me, "Doctor, I never imagined that just a few small changes could transform my life so much." And I believe you can experience that too. I want you to ask yourself, today, what small thing can I do to make tomorrow healthier? Maybe it's eating an apple instead of a pastry, going to bed 30 minutes earlier, or simply smiling at yourself in the mirror. These little acts, repeated day after day, become the bridge to a future of peace and strength. If you found these words helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so we can continue this journey together. I'll keep bringing you stories, lessons from patients, insights from science, and experiences from my own life, so that together we don't just live longer, but we live healthier and more beautifully. Remember, the journey toward better health is never too late to begin. And perhaps today, right now, is the perfect moment for you to start. There's something few people realize. Stress is like a hidden form of refined sugar, quietly seeping into the body and pushing blood sugar levels higher without you even noticing. I've met many patients who told me, "Doctor, I eat very carefully, but my blood sugar is still unpredictable." And when I asked further, they sighed. Maybe it's the pressure of work, the worries about children, or those sleepless nights. I remember Mrs. Helen, 66 years old, a wonderful mother who was constantly stressed while caring for her grandchildren. She didn't eat much sugar, yet her blood sugar remained high. When I guided her to practice a few minutes of deep breathing each morning, to spend 10 minutes journaling before bed, and sometimes simply sit and listen to her favorite music, something miraculous happened. She told me, "I not only feel my blood sugar is more stable, but my heart feels lighter too." Science gives us a clear explanation. When we are stressed, the body releases cortisol, a hormone that signals the liver to release more sugar into the bloodstream to prepare for danger. But when stress persists, this mechanism quietly destroys balance. That's why peace of mind is just as important as diet or medication. I want you to imagine, one afternoon, you sit in the garden, take a deep breath, watch the flowers bloom, or listen to the birds sing. In that moment, worries fade away, leaving only stillness. That is a natural medicine no pharmacy can sell. So if you are in your 50s, 60s, or beyond, ask yourself, am I giving my soul a chance to rest? Because sometimes, to stabilize blood sugar, you don't need another pill. You simply need one less worry. And I truly believe when the mind is at peace, the body knows how to heal itself. My dear friend, after all the stories and experiences I've shared, I want to remind you of a simple yet powerful truth. Health doesn't always come from big hospitals or long prescriptions. It comes from your daily habits. An early dinner, a plate of fresh vegetables, a short walk, a deep breath, and a peaceful mind. I've worked with hundreds of patients over the age of 50, and I've clearly seen one common thread. Those who cherish these simple practices live lighter, happier lives and depend less on medication. One patient once told me, "Doctor, I never imagined that just a few small changes could make such a big difference in my life." And I believe you can experience that too. I want you to ask yourself, today, what small thing can I do to make tomorrow healthier? Maybe it's eating an apple instead of a pastry, going to bed 30 minutes earlier, or simply smiling at yourself in the mirror. These little acts, repeated every day, become the bridge that leads you toward a future of peace and well-being. If you find these words meaningful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so we can continue this journey together. I'll keep sharing more stories, valuable lessons from patients, insights from science, and experiences from my own life, so that together we not only live longer, but live healthier and more beautifully. Remember, the journey to better health is never too late to begin, and perhaps today, right now, is the perfect moment for you to start. Have you noticed that as we grow older, sleep becomes more precious? I've met so many patients over the age of 50 who often tell me, Doctor, I go to bed at 11 or 12 at night, then wake up feeling heavy and my blood sugar spikes, but I don't understand why. Have you ever experienced that? I want you to imagine our body is like a finely tuned machine. The liver and pancreas, two organs responsible for controlling blood sugar, also need rest, just like we do after a long day of work. Yet when you eat dinner late, around 9 or 10 p.m., and then go to bed late, you're forcing your liver and pancreas to work the night shift. The result is fatigue, blood sugar imbalance, and over time, serious issues like high blood pressure and heart disease. One of my patients, James, 67 years old, had the habit of eating dinner close to 10 p.m. He would often grab a quick sandwich, add a soda, and then head straight to bed. His morning blood sugar was always above 180 milligrams per deciliter, even though he was taking his medications regularly. When I encouraged him to try eating dinner before 7:30, with lighter choices, a bowl of vegetable soup, a few slices of grilled chicken, and then turn off the lights earlier, something remarkable happened. Within just a few weeks, his morning blood sugar levels dropped significantly, and he told me, "Doctor, I haven't felt this light in years." Science supports this as well. Research shows our bodies run on an internal clock, known as the circadian rhythm. When you eat late, that clock is disrupted, insulin doesn't work effectively, and blood sugar rises. But when you eat earlier, before 8 p.m., you align yourself with nature's rhythm. The pancreas gets to rest, the liver works smoothly, and you'll feel the difference the very next morning. I share this not to add pressure, but to help you see that health doesn't always come from big, complicated steps. It often comes from simple habits: an early dinner, enough sleep, giving your body permission to rest. If you're in your 50s or 60s, ask yourself, am I making my body work overtime for too long? And if the answer is yes, then tonight, try stopping a little earlier. Give your body this simple gift: a peaceful night's sleep and steady blood sugar. Would you like me to continue by writing the transition into part two? For example, the role of a natural diet, so the YouTube script flows as one complete story? Do you remember a few decades ago in America, diabetes was rarely mentioned? People lived simply, meals were filled with fresh garden vegetables, whole grains, and seasonal fruits. But now look around. Pizza, soda, French fries, fast foods that are quick to grab but leave long-term consequences. I've seen countless patients over the age of 50 come into my clinic with a puzzled look. "Doctor, why does my blood sugar keep rising, even though I don't eat that much?" But when I asked more carefully, I realized most of their meals came from processed foods. I want you to imagine this. Our body is like a garden. If we water it with fresh, pure streams, fresh vegetables, whole grains, protein from fish and lean meat, that garden will bloom, leaves lush and green. But if day after day we pour soda, pastries, and deep-fried foods into it, the soil will soon dry up, weeds will take over, and the plants will wither. Our bodies are no different. One of my patients, Linda, 72 years old, relied almost entirely on packaged food because it was convenient. Her blood sugar often stayed above 200. When she began to change, starting with adding a bowl of salad to her lunch, replacing her afternoon pastry with an apple, and gradually cutting down on fried foods, something remarkable happened. After 3 months, her morning blood sugar was much more stable, and she told me, "My body feels young again, light in a way I haven't felt in years." Science explains this very clearly. Processed foods are full of hidden sugars, salt, and unhealthy fats. They exhaust the pancreas and cause chronic inflammation in the body. Meanwhile, vegetables and whole grains provide fiber that helps blood sugar rise more slowly. Fruits bring vitamins and antioxidants, and healthy proteins nourish the muscles. Have you ever paused in the middle of a meal and asked yourself, is this food nourishing me or quietly making me weaker? The answer to good health doesn't always come in expensive pills. It's often right there on the plate in front of you. And I believe if you start making small changes, one meal at a time, your body will thank you more than you can imagine. You know, I often tell my patients, not everything that glitters is gold, And not every convenient meal is the right choice. We live in an era where supermarkets are packed with brightly packaged foods, eye-catching on the outside. But hidden beneath that glossy surface are refined sugars, preservatives, and oils that have been fried over and over again. These are the silent thieves, stealing health, vitality, and even the joy of aging gracefully day by day. I once met Robert, a 65-year-old gentleman who was used to starting his mornings with a pastry and a sweet coffee. He said, "I thought just one little pastry wouldn't hurt." But in reality, his blood sugar kept running high. When I guided him to replace that breakfast with oatmeal, a handful of berries, and some walnuts, the results were astonishing. Within just a few weeks, he felt more alert in the mornings, and his sleep at night became deeper and more restful. I want you to pause and ask yourself, if I truly cherish myself, what will I choose to nourish my body today? The answer is often simpler than we imagine. A warm bowl of vegetable soup can offer far more benefits than a tempting hamburger from the corner shop. The important truth is this: it is never too late to change your diet. Whether you are in your 50s, 60s, or 70s, every daily choice holds the power to shape the future of your health. Each bite of fresh greens you take is like laying a brick to rebuild the strong foundation of your body. And you deserve to spend your later years not dependent on medication, but filled with energy, peace, and a deep sense of well-being. I want to share with you a secret that many people overlook. The body doesn't just need food, it also needs movement and stillness. Every morning as the sun rises, instead of rushing to turn on the TV or scroll through your phone, try stepping outside for a gentle 15-minute walk. Have you ever taken a deep breath, felt the cool, fresh air fill your lungs, and then slowly exhaled as if releasing all your worries? That moment, I call it nature's free medicine. One of my patients, Martha, 70 years old, once thought she was too old to exercise. But after she began the habit of walking around her neighborhood each morning, paired with a few minutes of simple meditation, she told me, "Doctor, I feel like my body has been unlocked. My blood sugar is more stable, and my mind feels clearer." That was living proof that even gentle movements can create profound changes. From a scientific point of view, physical activity improves insulin sensitivity, meaning the body uses blood sugar more effectively. Meanwhile, meditation or deep breathing helps reduce stress, one of the hidden factors that often pushes blood sugar to spike. You see, sometimes the solution doesn't lie in expensive supplements, but in giving ourselves a few minutes of peace each day. I want you to imagine this. Your morning begins with soft sunlight, a quiet walk, a few deep breaths, and then you sit down to enjoy a light breakfast of fresh fruit or a bowl of oatmeal. Your blood sugar will thank you, and so will your soul.